Alright, y'all, so I want to record this video. I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. Had a situation go down Friday night. I was in Vegas for opening weekend. I just got home last night, and I was doing a vlog for y'all, putting some video footage together to show what opening weekend looked like. And so Friday night, June 5th, I was I found out a couple subs was in town. Cinnamon, she's an upcoming YouTuber. Some of y'all might know Cin. I'll put a link to her channel in the description below. I met up with her, and then I found out another subscriber was in town. Scott Travis, shout out to Travis. Got to hang out, gamble a little bit, had a good time Friday. It was cool to meet you. Appreciate you making time. And so when I was going to meet up with Cin, she was at Cosmo and I was staying at Bellagio, and so we had met up halfway just to talk for a little bit. First time meeting her in person and just talk about Vegas stuff, catching up on the Vegas life. And so talk for about 10-15 minutes. And so after we finished talking, I decided to go on to Cosmo because she was telling me how packed it was, and I was kind of like, oh, I need to go check it out then, because I'm about to go meet up with another subscriber. So trying to figure out what to do for the night, because the clubs and stuff aren't open. So I just want to see what bars and lounges was open, because Bellagio wasn't as crowded as Cosmo was. And so I just wanted to see what my options were. So walking to Cosmo, and I just got on a plaid shirt, blue jeans, formal shoes, typical Vegas nightlife attire. And they had with everything that's going on, they have people at the doors. They're being cautious about people coming in, so they have like people at the door entrance. So there was the manual doors, and then they have the automatic doors just open. So there was a doorman in between the first set of doors and the second set of doors. I walked by him, said hello, kept it moving, and then I went through the second set of doors. And when you normally go into the hotels, through the door entrances, there's someone at a post or whatever to either check your temperature, or some of the hotels have like a thermal scanner or whatever. But so I go through the second set of doors, and there was the second doorman. When I saw him, said hello, whatever, and just kept on going, because I'm getting ready to go check out the hotel. And suddenly he just starts walking up, and he walks by me. He's just like, "Hey, do you work for the city?" And at the time I'm in, the mindset I'm about to meet up with a subscriber, so I'm trying to figure out where we can go and chill. I'm in like a positive mindset, looking for, a place so we can all have fun or whatever. Just trying to find the good vibe. So, I'm thinking maybe he might recognize me from some videos or from somewhere on social media. So I was just like, nah, I don't work for city. And so he goes, okay. And so then he's just like, well, are you a police officer? And so when he asked me that, I kind of like looked at him and was just like, police officer. I laughed, just laughed it off like, nah, I'm not a cop. And so then he was just like, oh, okay. And so, we're still walking as this conversation is going on. And he's just like, well, it looks like you got a gun on your hip. So when he said that, I kind of looked at him kind of like, a gun on my hip? I'm like, nah, I ain't got no gun on me, man. I'm like, all I got is my phone. And so, still walking or whatever, he's walking with me. And so like, it was like a quick pause for a second. And then he, I look at him, and he's just like, no, like, you look like you got a gun on your hip. And so, and then I heard in his tone of voice that he was kind of serious. So, I'm like thinking to myself, like, is this man serious? Like, why would I come in here with a gun? Of all that's happened in Vegas, that's just stupid, So I was like, nah, I don't have no gun on me, man. I was like, ain't no gun on my hip. I was like, the only thing I have is my phone. Like, it's like, nah, I'm not carrying no gun. I'm not an officer. And so we keep walking, and he's just like, no, it looks like you got a gun on your hip. And so at this point, I'm like, I'm starting to get annoyed, because I'm trying to go and see what's going on for the night, and he's bothering me with this stupid stuff. So I lift up my shirt to my hip, and I'm like, man, I don't got no gun on me, man. I'm like, all I got on me is my phone. Like, I already told you I don't have no gun on me or whatever. And so after I lifted up my shirt or whatever, showed him my hip, and showed that I didn't have nothing on, it was just my belt line. Like, he still like looked at me again and was like, no, it looked like you got a gun on your hip. So now at this point, I'm starting to get an attitude, because it's kind of like, now you're getting on my nerves. Like, I done already told you I'm not an officer. I told you I don't have no gun on me. Told you I only have my phone. I just lifted up my shirt to show you that there's no gun on my hip, but you still persistent that I got a gun on my hip. So I'm like, look, dude, like all I have is my phone on me. And I'm like, are you talking about my phone that's in my pocket? So I reach in my pocket and I pull out my phone. I'm like, I told you I don't have no gun on me. All I have is my phone. So he like, once he saw my phone and I guess he started to hear like the anger in my voice, he was just like, oh, okay. He's like, all right. And then he's like, well, you have a good night, sir. And then like, he went on around the corner or whatever, and I kept on going through the hotel. So at the time, I'm just like, whatever, I was just like, this dude being an asshole, you know what I mean? But I'm still worried about the night, you know what I mean? Because, I was drinking a little bit, and, I was in the party mode. So I, at the time, wasn't trying to let that bother me. I just thought it was some dude being annoying. And walked through Cosmo, was crazy packed, looked like a regular Friday night. And then I ended up meeting up with the subscriber Travis later, and we had a good time, gambled for a little bit. So I went to sleep on it. And then when I woke up the next morning, it was kind of like everything hit me at once. Just kind of like, that situation could have been a way more serious situation than it was. And in the heat of the moment, like I wasn't really like taking it that serious because I knew I didn't have a gun on me, and like I was going to meet somebody. Like I wasn't really trying to waste my time. So I wasn't really in the mind state to take it that serious. But as I started thinking about it the next day, I was just kind of like, this could have been, y'all could have saw me on the news, like all these crap with everything going on in the world right now. Like, if somebody could have heard me in the hotel, or not heard me, but heard him thinking that I had a gun on me in the hotel, and they could have started freaking out, and who knows what had happened from there. Like, it could have been me on the news, someone who walked in the hotel with a gun, and then all of a sudden they realized it was just my phone. Like it could have been all kind of crazy situations from it. So I mean, I have mixed emotions about it because it was just one individual in this situation. So I don't really want to look at Cosmo as a whole and just be like screw Cosmo. You know what I mean? Like I'm done with Cosmo because y'all know I love Cosmo. That's my favorite hotel is Tide Warrior. My favorite hotel. Some days it's my favorite hotel. Some days it's Tide. But I got nothing but love for Cosmo. I've always had good experiences. This is like the first bad experience to this magnitude that I've had at Cosmo. And I mean, I got mixed emotions because it's not the first time I've heard of a situation of this magnitude happening with somebody at Cosmo. So it's kind of like I don't really want to discourage people from staying there. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, I got to be real and be like, this can happen to people. This isn't just a one-off situation. Like, this has happened multiple times. And now that it's happened to me personally, it's kind of just like, I really honestly don't know how to feel about it. Like, I've got multiple videos at Cosmo. I've been a big advocate for Cosmo. Even with some of the negativity that have come with that Cosmo, it's just, or with events at Cosmo, things happen. And it's just like, sometimes people are at fault for things that happen because, when you're drunk, you start saying stuff you shouldn't say. But then there's times where people can just be innocently minding their business, which is what I've seen. And, individuals at Cosmo feel that they need to approach certain people because of things that they think, which is a problem, and so I just wanted to share this experience with y'all, and just just let y'all know if y'all do decide to stay at Cosmo, just be safe, be careful, keep your head on a swivel at all times, no matter who you are, and just be careful. And we say be safe all the time, but after this experience, I'm grateful that it was just a false opinion and some words, and the situation resolved instead of a false opinion that alerted other people and became a situation with a group of people, with me and another group of people. So I'm glad it just ended like it did. But I just wanted to share this experience with y'all, and again, be careful and just be safe, and just be careful at Cosmo. I mean, this could have happened at other places, I don't know, but from someone who loves Vegas and do all of the Vegas reviews and all of these things, I'm not going to say don't stay at Cosmo. part of me want to say don't stay at Cosmo, but another part of me is just like, you can't blame one person, or you can't make one person be a representation of a whole establishment, you know. And so yeah, if y'all want to stay there, just be careful. But you know, I'll leave that decision up to y'all. So you know, that's it for this video. And you know, y'all be safe out here. We in a tough time in the world. Y'all just be careful. You know, peace, love, and unity to everybody. And yeah, that's it for me.